on there now as well. Apologies about that, guys. A bit of connection issues, as Dave said. It wouldn't be Codemasters without intervening in the opening stages of the season, and we'll get this show back on the road in the not too distant future. Then we'll be going straight into the race, and none of the pleasantries we do before. We'll be straight on it, and we'll be getting ready to go then. And of course, it'll be in the exact grid position as we qualified in just a minute ago. As we're almost finished setting up the session, and we'll be on it again. And well, we're already on it. That is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? That just that just shows that we're not messing around here in IRC, are we? Back on it straight away. So Jonathan has just basically underlined what we're all thinking. Codemasters. Yep, it is, unfortunately. I gotta say, that was a spectacular start line accident. Unfortunately, Lucas, I don't think, got past the start-finish straight though, which was unfortunate for him. But luckily, we're going again, because that was just a mess, really, wasn't it? But we are back racing again here in Australia, aren't we? And we should be good to go then. Which is a bit of a shame, really, because now the stream is broken up into two shows. But at least we get straight into the race. Yeah. I don't like that, but never mind. That's my OCD coming in. Yeah, so thank you for your patience, everyone, and I'm glad that you're all joining us back now, and hopefully you don't miss the race. So we'll get into it as well. Jonathan saying he had a good start as well. I got to say, there's a couple of good starts. Cole Andy was flying up there in the 5th position there, brilliant stuff as well. Jacob there was flying out in front, wasn't he? Our pole position looking fantastic, wasn't he? And that is a bit of a scary thought, isn't it? I wonder, is you're going to be more aggressive going down to turn one then on the tape too, isn't it? So it's interesting to see how people will now tackle the second start, really, because it's like a second chance, isn't it? It's like a flashback in the career mode, isn't it? Where if you make a mistake, you're back on it.
Good way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, good way of putting it. So here we go again. Yeah. So any issues in the first time? Let's get it right now.
BP has left the session now, unfortunately. As Fizzy said, it was like an ad break on the ITV coverage. Yeah, so it was quite seamless. Unfortunately, this is not looking seamless at the moment, as we're struggling with the host again, unfortunately. But we'll get there in a minute. Don't worry about it. As we've got the BP Army back in the comments. This is great stuff, guys. Thank you for your patience. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Jonathan's just saying you've put me P7, but I think we got bigger concerns at the moment.
Well, bear with us, because the grid was set wrong. So, guys, so we're going to start normal time. So this is why we started early. This is exactly why we started early. Because the grid was being set and everybody went. So... Well, was couldn't get any worse, but the way it's going to go, we're going to start at normal time here. So bear with us ever so slightly. BP will set the grid. I think we jumped the gun. The eagerness of everybody will just join that new lobby now. Gives us a chance to go through the grid, which you have in front of you, don't you, Sean?
Yes. So we'll be getting there in just a few moments, as I've been disconnected, which to be honest, I'm not sure if I should take a hint or not. But anyway, we'll be going back into the menus in just a few moments. We've got Harry saying, and I thought the Super was badly organised. So unfortunately, I think it's more Codemasters this time, really. But to be honest, we also didn't want any of you guys to miss out the start, you see. So we was just making sure that you was all raring to go, that you had all your food, you had all your snacks, drinks, cup of tea, a bit of toast on your lap. That's what you want to do on a Wednesday, isn't it? And now we'll be going from there. We've also just taken, as Fizzy said, it's like the Indy 2005. So
yeah, good point.
If anyone remembers that race, I got to say, I think that was probably, in my opinion, the worst race I've ever watched. Well, in a weird way. in a weird way, I quite enjoyed it. But which I'm probably one of the only person in the world to enjoy it. But yeah, it's a really odd one. But don't worry, this is not that bad at all. We will have 18 drivers on the grid battling to be the first winner of season 3 of Elite, which will be coming up in just a few moments' time. We also got Jonathan there, just encouraging us. Well done, thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan.
And also we've got a Fizzy saying, "You leaving the stream running, Sean, or are you setting up a new one?" Unfortunately I got kicked out of my PlayStation, so this is a new stream now. But we're going to leave this one running. We might as well just continue now, aren't we, and just get this one going. Yeah. And you can listen to my voice, unfortunately for you guys, whilst we look at the trap map here in Australia.
I think we're nearly there. So VP setting the grid now. And then when BP gives us the green light, we are go.
And I think I've just been reminded to be on spectator mode. I think we are.
Sorry, yep.
BP. I gotta say, I was very, very unpopular when I did that in the Super race in Brazil. So I will not be doing that again. Yeah, that was an interesting formation lap. Yeah, that was the reason why I don't race anymore, guys. If you did that formation lap, that was a shambles. Blimey.
Let's take you through the grid. I've got the grid in front of me, so. So pole position, Jacob, after what was an absolute stellar lap, 119s. We challenged someone to do it during the qualifying session, and Jacob did it just as a Greek driver. You're a bit of a qualifying specialist, so a great effort from your. Oh, I've just put my water everywhere. RC Shaw, what a debut from the Belgian driver. He told me before this race, his pace is up there with RU Racing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a big statement. And, well, he's backed it up. He is 3rd place. TTG JV, another strong qualifier, up there in 4th place. He could well be challenging for the win. Stam in 5th, after eventually getting a lap in Q3 after about 7 laps trying. RU Racing probably feels he could have been higher up the grid there in 6th place. Crazy Power would definitely feel he could be higher in 7th. Dan Murphy, very good, respectable 8th place for him. Lucas crashed in Q3. He will start 9th. Jamie didn't do a lap in Q3. He will start in 10th place. BP 11th. Co-Andy 12th, Blad's 13th, Jonathan Cox, a big scalp down there in 14th place, Belko crashed in qualifying in 15th, Nosey 16th, It's TG, not that bad, also both crashed, they will start 17th and 18th as we are very near to go time.
And I got to say, that's a cracking grid, isn't it, for the start of the Elite League here this season? We got a couple of the Super Boys there, just getting in amongst the comments here. We got Matt being diplomatic, and we've also got Harry saying there'll be a revolt on our hands in a minute. So I got to say, of course, remember the Super guys are in action tomorrow. I think it is usual time tomorrow, so it's 8 o'clock. So of course, in the Elite League, we now start off at 7:30. The Super will remain at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So of course, if this doesn't clench your first for racing, tomorrow will as well. So 2 doses. And I gotta say, I have missed this. As much as Codemasters does sometimes throw a spanner in the works, it's also great to be talking to you guys. It's great to have all your opinions. It's great to have all you guys in the comments. It's brilliant stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it, because I gotta say, this is gonna be fantastic when we get going. And thank you to all your patients as well. And I gotta say, that was very nicely done there from all the admins there in the elite chat there. Well done, guys. Anyway, let's get on with it now, shall we? And you can see them Melbourne then take 3. I think this will be, and we'll be good to go. Of course.
Do I put the first start on the highlights package later? Of course, there will be a highlights package after every race, hopefully dropping around Friday, Saturday time, qualifying and the race. A nice little highlight package for you. I think we'll put that little hiccup in there. There was some spectacular crashes to start the season off. But Sean, we are going.
We are going indeed. And to be honest, I would like to see that first start race in the highlights package. The problem is, though, that we might have an absolutely epic race. We will have an epic race, so it might be difficult to fit it all into the highlights package. But of course, then Dave will find a way to have all the action in there, because it's very difficult to fit all the action of elite races into just into like a 10-minute video. It's very difficult indeed. But of course, there's great editing skills there as well. And it's a new feature that is on the IRC channel this season. It's great to watch your highlights, isn't it? Especially when you have a good like 10-15 minutes for breakfast on a Thursday morning, whilst you're in the mood for IRC Super, and you want to just get your blood flowing and just watching a bit of elite racing just before you get into Super. It's absolutely ideal, isn't it? And now we are ready to get going. Hopefully, third time's a charm here in Melbourne, and we're almost set to get racing then. And I gotta say, the beauty of the beginning of the season is everyone starts on 0. So yeah, people may have their reputation. For example, Jacob. My goodness me, he's a quick driver, isn't he? That's the understatement of the season, no doubt about that. But it's everyone starts on 0. You've got to get 29. You've got to finish this race. As,
let's hope we can start this race.
And we are good to go.
Formation lap. So here we go again. So bit of a gap. Nice little breather. This is going to be. This should be. This looks cleaner already. 18 drivers of the 24, which we have. 20 permanent drivers and 4 reserves. All 4 reserve drivers in action. Actually, no, 3 of them. No Hills are up today. Only reserve driver, but RC Sean, Mr. Co-Andy, of course, and it's TG, the 3 reserve drivers, filling in for Flying Soz, Slimbo, and Deneen. Lennon is sadly, and Samster sadly aren't here today. So, Sean, take us through the grid again.
I will indeed. Of course, I've got to say, those drivers that are missing today, my goodness me, it's still a strong grid, isn't it? Jacob is on pole position, isn't he? Alongside him is that is row 1. That is a great row 1 as well, isn't it? RC making his debut today, and I've got to say, he, as I said earlier, he's fitting like a glove, isn't he? Navy, he's very quick, isn't he? And of course, remember that incredible lap in qualifying of USA last year. He made a cracking debut as well in Spain, didn't he? He is on the he's in 4th position then. They're all on medium compound tires. We've got Stam and Are You Racing 5th and 6th. They're on the soft tires. 7th position is Crazy Power. He's on medium. Then we have Murphy, Lucas, who was upside down the first start. Hopefully he won't be upside down the second start. 9th position then Jake, and then Jamie is in 10th position. They're on the soft tires. BP is in 11th position. He's on the soft tires this time. 12th position is Co-Andy. He is on the medium tire. Then we've got Blaz on the soft. Hard for Jonathan there. Soft for Christian Balco. Nosey on the medium tires. Then we've got It's TG, who is not fancying the formation lap this week, and Not That Bad is in 18th position then. 29 laps, I should say, around this beautiful Melbourne Park circuit then, and the guys on the front row are just lined up and getting ready to go then. Not That Bad, believe it or not, it's 18th on the grid. This man who's usually out in front, it's going to be unusual for him to see cars in front of him this season, isn't it? But I'm sure that the man will adapt very quickly to elite racing, and hopefully he can get himself throw his hat into the ring as well then. 29 laps around here, as we've got a lovely shot here at the pit buildings there, and also the and everything else to go with it. We got 4 sets of lights, we got 5, there's a pause, and we'll be racing in Australia now, and we are go, and it's a good start. Look at that, look at the wheel spin there, and Jacob there, going a bit defensive, and Navy's already up in the 4th position already. Stam is up in the 4th position. Are You Racing is flying through it? Oh my goodness me, and how are they all through? They're all through, I think. They are all through indeed. No, they're not, because we've got a yellow flag in the background. That's a spinner, that's Jacob is gone. He is facing the wrong way in the Mercedes. My goodness me, the Navy takes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. He's at 3 positions in 3 corners. My goodness me. And look at this, they fly through turn 5 position as they come down to 6th gear into turn 6 then. Navy, RU, Stam, Murphy, we got RC, Lucas is up 2 positions then. We got Crazy Power, Jamie, then we got BP, Jonathan is up 3 positions, then we got Blaz, Not That Bad's up 5 positions then in the racing point. Then we have Co-Andy, Nosey, Christian, then we got It's TG, and Jacob is all the way down the back then. So the second start has been absolutely appalling there for a pole sitter then as they fly through the second sector, and Are You Racing is all over the back of your because now it's Stam then as there's a Ferrari in the wall, it's Lucas are gone. Lucas the second racing.
And Belco off.
And Balco's off as well. Oh my goodness me! And that is a shame. And look, but Jacob is just oh, if we had a puncher there.
Virtual safety car. Oh, in contact at the back. I think Blaz is just going to the back of Jonathan Cox. Absolute supreme racing. What happened to Jacob? We just saw him facing the wrong way. And Lucas, who had such high hopes, finds himself in the wall. The first victim of the quick left right-hander. As Belko will pit for a new front wing, he'll get a free pit stop if this petrol safety car stays out. What a start.
What a start indeed then, and Jacob is going to be disappointed that he's down 15 positions up the big, well, apart from that, the biggest winner, and that was not that bad, up 6 positions. I think, are we back racing? Because I haven't got a virtual safety car thing in the top corner.
So. I have, no, they're still on the virtual, I think. Yeah, it's on the virtual, so Belko getting in and out, and now we are go. So Belko's turned up to perfection. He won't lose that much time at all. But TTG Navy, what a start! Lead, and look at RU Racing. Look at RU Racing, 3rd place on the soft tyres, of course. The 2 cars in front of him are on the mediums, so he's going to have the initial grip in these opening laps.
He is looking phenomenal in this league, isn't he? Of course, he made his debut back in the Super League in Azerbaijan, didn't he? Unfortunately, that was a bit of a low point for you recently. I think he went to the side of Harry, didn't he, in his opening race? But since then, he is really took it upon his stride. He is a racer, isn't he? He's a fantastic racer as well. Look at that, we've got a bit of a queue, haven't we, at the moment? As Navy has got an 8/10 of a second gap already. DRS is not available until the end of the front lap, and that was standing there just steaming in as well. And oh my goodness me, is that Williams there? That wasn't Williams having a good old look there at Jonathan. It is Jonathan
back at the front.
And Jamie doing a cracking job there as well. We're on board then with Blazed, as I think he was having a good old look down into turn 15. Is he going to have a look? No, not quite. Not that bad at the moment in this train. That's a big old train there, isn't it? I think Jan will truly be happy with that train. And we're now coming into turn 3 then. Look at that, that's a second already between himself and they've got Jamie there flying by the newbie of RC. And we've got Crazy Power and BP going us on. He's going on the outside.
Two best mates here. BP on the soft tyres, barging his way past the Italian driver. Good stuff from BP. He's on a charge up 3 places. The soft tyre, the softer grip, really having the advantage at the moment. With Jamie, it's flying up 4 places as well. They've got to make these tyres work now before they start wearing the next couple of laps, and the soft tyre drivers will start getting the advantage. RU Racing will be looking at you down into turn 13 coming up.
And wow, it's been incredible, wasn't it? I can't say that. I was cracking a bit of racing there from BP and Crazy Power on board. Jonathan there, the Mercedes driver then just coming out of turn 12 there. DRS has been enabled, and now this is going to get very tasty indeed. Navy has lost almost half a second somewhere, because Yor is now back within DRS. All of these guys are in DRS apart from his TG and Knowlesy. They're Lionel Stern there. That's a cracking old crocodile, isn't it? As they come through to complete lap 3. This is basically just a preview of the season to come, isn't it? This is so close, and this is what you want to be. RC there is just struggling to keep up with the pace of the moment on the medium compound tires. He might struggle to get him fired up, and he's gone wide there, and this is going to allow BP to go all over the back wheel. The BP arm is going to go wild. They are going wild because he's on the outside, and is RC going to brake later? And they're both looking up. That is a fantastic move. That's a cracking move.
Wow. Around the outside, BP, what a charge from the Dutchman, the young Brennan. Now behind his Dutch counterpart, Jamie in 5th, but the soft tyre drivers really struggling. Crazy Power also finding himself going backwards. Blaz up to 10th place, did a fantastic job.
That was an outstanding manoeuvre there from BP. That was brilliant stuff. Remember, RC's really struggling at the moment, isn't he, on those medium compound tires? And now Crazy Power is all over the back of the Davidson. Of course, Crazy Power finished second here last season, didn't he, in the Ferrari. This time he's in the yellow Renault car 14. We're on board with him. We got some action.
He's gone. Who's
that?
No!
Oh my goodness, he's coming back on the track there, and that is it. The RC is out of the race. Stan has got a Crazy Power. Has got this one. Oh no! Oh, and that's a Force India going. That's a racing point going off the track. It's not that bad going on the track. Oh my goodness me! And look, that's a Haas. That's a Haas of a Stan and Crazy Power and RC. Oh my goodness me!
How is that not a safety car, Sean? How is that not a safety car? So RC Sean just locked and he collected everybody with him. He had nowhere to go. He had nowhere to control that. But how did Jamie and co miss? And I cannot believe that's not a safety car.
That's outrageous, isn't it? I'm at a loss for words for that. I think Bert Mylander is still on the winter break, isn't he? Just watching Nosey and Co Andy here. That was a Vardo shot there from RC. We just missed it. I think Dave luckily caught it, and then then we just Stam and Crazy Power coming together as well. And this race has been we're only 5 laps into the season, and we have had an incredible start to this to season 3. And remember, this is a taste of things to come, isn't it? Because we got all season long of this action as well. Just watching your then as RU Racers moved up into 2nd position then after all that going on.
He has, and just for what Eric said in the comments, I've just realised Jonathan Cox on the hard tyres up in 8th place. So was not that bad until he got caught up in an accident. That's a real shame because Jonathan Cox not that bad. We're looking at great
so talking to Jonathan,
Cox is out.
Oh, he's gone. It's the same place. It's turn 12. We just need to put a permanent camera there, don't we? Jonathan, who was just having that, we was just complimenting of how amazing race he was having, and he's out of the race as well. It's all going off here at the moment here in Australia, and oh my goodness me! And Knowlesy, Andy, and Jacob are very close together at the moment. This is battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Then we are down to 13 cars in this race. 18 started. We're down to 13, and we are only 6 laps owed of this season. And you can see Jacob is all over the back of Andy at the moment, and it's kind of old school versus new school, isn't it? As Murphy and Jamie are battling away, going down into the Brundle turn there. Blas is also all over the back of BP as well, and then we also got this 3 car battle as well. And I gotta say, sorry guys, I'm missing all the action here, but there's so much going on around here at the moment. It's crazy time out there, isn't it? And
unbelievable. We could get our first new winner here, Sean. TGD Navy hasn't won a race yet. IE Racing his debut hasn't won his race yet. Jamie up into 4th. Dan Murphy up there in 5th place. What a race. What a good race to the top. Also boys so far. And Blaz and Knowlesy, 2 guys who struggled at 10 last year, as well in the points as could be having a go here.
And Crazy Power has left the session. Knowlesy, I think, kissed the wall outside of turn 10 there, and he really compromised himself. And look at Jacob, he's pushing him, and Yours up into 2nd position as well. We're looking at a bit because Jacob has moved past Andy and up into 8th position. An absolutely outstanding manoeuvre there from Jacob there.
Oh, and it's TG in the wall. It's TG, another car in the wall at the fast chicane. Trying to recover. He's only damaged his front wing, thankfully for him, but that'll be a pit stop. And Jacob back into 8th place, charging through. Do not write him off yet.
Absolutely, I'll tell you what, a very good recovery drive at the moment. Knowlesy dropped down to 10th position there then, after all was said and done there. 2.2 second gap from Navy, as Dave said there, that Navy, who hasn't won a race yet in Elite there, so this is definitely a good opportunity time for him. And of course, remember, he's at this, he's making a fist of it this season. And he was on board with RU Racing there, and it felt like he was drifting, like he was losing the back end, then as we go into the trees.
It's go already. It's about this time when the softs are starting to drop off, and as you can see, the soft drivers, because Jacob's rapidly reeling in BP as well. Andy may go with him. The soft tyre drivers are just starting to struggle with their tyre wear now. It doesn't take long around here.
It doesn't indeed. We're only 7 laps into this race as well. So do you reckon that's going to be a 2-stopper now then for the soft drivers? Or do you reckon they'll just go into hard then?
They can go on the hards, but the hards take a long time to warm up and don't give you the grip until a good 5-6 laps on them. So it's a gamble. Plus there's not much field spread either, so it's they'll want to stretch out for a few more laps yet. Although IE Racing is hanging on to the coattails of Euro at the moment, and look at Jamie, what a welcome return. After he won his first race in Hungary, he completely went off the boil. His form just dropped, but it's fantastic to see a Dutchman back up there. And what a race still from Dan Murphy and Blaz and BP hanging on beautifully there.
This is going to be a brilliant race. We ain't even half distance yet. This is a brilliant race. We ain't even at half distance yet. The strategy is all over the show. We've got softs, we've got mediums out there. We've also got a hard tyre as well, and that is TG down in 13th position. Not that bad. He's in 12th position. He's just thrown a set of soft tyres on in the racing point as well. His teammate RU Racing is looking very, very menacing behind Yor at the moment. Yor has just put a wheel on the grass there. Might have lost a bit of momentum there, Yor, but RU Racing is matching his wheel tracks, isn't he? Oh, lovely over the shoulder shot here of RU Racing.
Catching him. Jamie's about to get into the DRS to be forwards as well. This is a classic Australian Grand Prix opening round race of attrition. a chance to look like it's not that bad. It's TG Nosey to score some good, and Blaz even, to score a nice haul of points. What? I thought you racing, that camera angle looked like he was about to go, but we're going to see plenty more action. It's nowhere near over. We're going to get more retirement somewhere.
And I got to say, fair play to all the guys that are still in it, because it's a bit, as you said, race of attrition. It's survival of the fittest here in Australia, as RE Racing are taking a bit of an acute angle there coming out of turn 15, and he might have lost a bit of momentum there. He has lost a bit of momentum there. He has dropped 0.2 of a second back now. This was the closest battle on track. We're going to just take a look to see what's going on downfield, and it is at Knowlesy and Co-Andy in the battle for 9th and 10th position, on board with Knowlesy, and I'm loving the helmet there as well. A beautiful black and gold helmet to match the Haas there, as we're on board. Make the most of the Haas colours this season, because potentially they might not have that colour scheme next season with Rich Energy bowing out. But it was nice whilst it lasted. You can see, you hear the beep there. That was at Knowlesy's at DRS there. He was active, and he did enable it as they come down into turn 3. And at the moment, it's a stalemate there between Co-Andy. And I think it's a stalemate up and down the grid at the moment. They now start, as the field spread wasn't much, but now it's starting to spread out a bit there.
Jamie's lost a bit of time, so he's about to get into the DRS. The boys in front. I think he made a mistake in the classic turn 12, 11, 12. So he's now he's got it back to 1.5. He's got some pace in that car, but literally, you're just waiting for the next guy to drop it there, aren't you? It's just everyone with extreme caution are going through there, especially now their tyres are wearing out. But Jacob now right behind the back of BP, looking to 7th place. What a recovery drive.
Ooh, and he's going for it. No, I don't think he had DRS there. That's a lunge, isn't it, from Jacob? He is up into 7th position there. That's a cracking move. I don't think he had DRS there, but Jacob there was just had so much more speed. I think that underlines the tyres life, doesn't it? Or is that just Jacob's speed?
Yeah, BP may pit because he's dropped right off the. In fact, he is pitting. He's the first to jump. He dropped right off the back of Blaz as well. So he really is struggling. So the first driver to make a regulatory pit stop is BP. Where will he should feed out in a bit of clean traffic. He'll be hoping anyway. What's he going on? Hard. So that's him done. Can he get any sort of undercut on the hard tyres? Knowlesy got a back from Andy as well, unfortunately. So IRC Racing has dropped me 2 seconds behind yours. So are the soft tyres now falling off the cliff, because these are big gaps, and Jacob is rapidly now reeling in Blaz, and Blaz is catching down Murphy. So we're getting a bit of action now.
Oh, this is a bit of a, I would say this is a bit of a low in the race. I think this is the lowest with the low we're going to get. We're on board there with Knowles at the moment. He has dropped off a second behind Conrad at the moment. And you did mention about the hard tyres.
Now in Dan Murphy's DRS there, Sean. Dan, I think he's just trying to nurse his tyres, because Blaz has made up a ton of time on him. And Jamie now right behind IRC Racing. I'm pretty sure these guys may come in this lap, because these tyres are dropping off significantly. IRC Racing is really now struggling. Is he pitting? Yes, he is.
And Jamie doesn't pit though. That's interesting, isn't it? So Jamie stays out. IRC Racing comes into the pits then. And the question is, what tyres is he going to go on? Is he going to go on the medium tyre or the hard tyre? The medium tyre is the yellow striped compound tyre, or is it the white striped hard tyre?
Let's take a look. It's going to be the white hard. It's going to be the white hard, surely.
It is.
Unless they're going to stop it, but IRC Racing there on the hard. I'm pretty sure Dan Murphy will follow suit. No, it's soft for Dan Murphy. Is that a 2-stop? Sorry, medium. Sorry, beg your pardon. Medium tyres for Dan Murphy. Is that a 2-stopper? And Blaz has done the same.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
That's very. Will they jump BP? And yes, they have. So BP couldn't get his tyres warmed up.
That's a long old way as well, isn't it? So in Formula 1 terms, so the hard tyre is not warming up very well for BP at the moment. So this is interesting, isn't it? Now then, so we got a couple of strategies out there, and it'd be interesting to see who does what then. So keep an eye on all the guys then of Murphy and Blaz are on there. Might be on a 2-stopper there. I think. We'll come out as me because Andy, I think it's Vince to the wall. He's damaged the car by the looks there.
He did. He clipped the wall. Bizarre. He did it on a. Has he got a puncher? Has he got a puncher?
It looks like he has,
why he's struggling?
I
thought it was a bizarre off.
Oh, so that's a shame there for Co-Andy. And that
rear puncher.
Punctures on this.
Round he goes. Wow.
Oh, Oh, that's a shame for Coandi. Punctures on this game is quite is very it ruins your race, doesn't it? Basically,
that's a horrible feeling. Thankfully, as more the tyre just integrates as he gets out, that we probably get a penalty for this, Code Masters. What a shame for Andy. What a shame, because he was looking good in the medium tyres, but it throws a light as Jamie puts on the medium tyres, so he as well. I can't see his mediums going to the end. This is a bit of a gamble right here, and comes out right behind the back of IE Racing, who's on the hard tyres, who is definitely going to the end. So Jamie maybe does overtaking very soon. This is interesting if this works. Who's he going to win out of IE Racing and Jamie? Who's got the right strategy right? You're Captain Navy.
Yeah, he is now, isn't he? And so yours got the bit between his teeth, and yeah, it's very interesting with the strategy calls around here. Nosey, good shout, and Jacob as well. Jacob's facing the wrong way after turn 2. Now he's back up in the third position. He's only 12 seconds off of second position, only 13 seconds off of the lead. That is incredible.
Oh, Christian Belko has hit the wall with his rear tyre, saved it. Wow. Wow, that was incredibly lucky. So he got out of turn 4. Oh, HTG's gone. What a shame. This was a race for him to pick up some points. But Belko got out of turn 4 on that little rumble curve, completely faced the wrong way. His rear wheel touched the wall. Thankfully, no damage. He lives to fight another day.
Christian at the moment is in 10th position, 9 seconds away from BP, and he is 4 seconds in front, and not that bad. He's not that bad. It's on a bit of a misroad race out there. He's the only man on soft tyres at the moment. We have resumed the battle for the lead. That is Jacob is in the pits, and he has got on the hard tyres, and that should be him done to the end. So yeah, Jacob then is in and out, and let's see where he's going to feed out. Well, Murphy's in front of him. Well, Blas, there's Blas might be in front of him as well. So I think he's going to feed in between Blas and BP, and indeed he does. So we'll see what Jacob's progress is from now to the end of the race. But he shouldn't need to stop again. But I think what we need to be concerned about is the battle for the lead between Navy and Yor, because Yor is definitely catching Navy at the moment. Of course, remember, Yor does have 2 wins to his name. Navy hasn't yet won a race here in Elite, so the pressure's definitely going to be mounting on that Navy. Remember, Yor has been here before, and he did win that epic race in Belgium, the best ever race that you'll see in the esports history.
Very quick shout out before he's overtaken to Nolsey up there in third place. Okay, he hasn't stopped yet, but it's the highest I've seen him in Elite League in a season. So well done, Nolsey. I wonder where he'll feed when he pits, but it's great to see him up there.
It is indeed. He had a difficult debut season, didn't he? In the Elite last season, of course. Remember his first ever season in IRC Super. He won the league, didn't he? It was a good old Joe, and as a Navy there, almost taken launch there, yeah, Nosey had a very good debut, didn't he? Of course, he won the Super League in his debut season, but it didn't go to plan last season in the lead. But hopefully he can now push on now, and he's doing a fantastic job, as Dave says. Really well done in third position. RE Racing is bearing down on him now, though, as is Jacob bearing down on Blas as well.
Nosey should get done here in turn 3.
And of course, he's got
Nosey defending it. Good job there from Nosey.
Positioned the car beautifully well there, Nosey did, didn't they? So this is not going to be a walk in the park here from RE Racing, and that was a pun as well, as he's flying through turn 5 then as they come into turn 6 then. And you can see then, look at how much time that RE Racing is losing then. Of course, Nosey has done 13 laps on these medium compound tyres, so they're not going to be fresh, are they? And oh my goodness me, wow! And Nosey there is forcing him on the outside there. He has positioned the car absolutely beautifully. But I think that do you reckon the move's going to be done here? You have DRS coming up.
I think it'll be done. Well, I'd wait for the DRS. You don't want to go side by side here, but it's playing right into Jamie's hands. On the softer compound tyre as well than RU Racing. This is bad. This is costly for RU Racing. It's given the front 2 a massive advantage, and now around the outside, and the move is, well, is it done? Will Nosey come back on the inside? He is. He's going to have a go. His nose is there. The RU Racing has the grip, and now Jamie needs to get this move done ASAP. But that has badly hurt RU Racing in terms of contending with the front, and Jacob now over the back of Blas.
Just on board Jamie there. Oh my goodness me! Wow, is that Jamie there? Almost going into the back of Nosey, and he swoops through and up into 5th position. And then we'll just go on board then with Jacob as well, as he's going on the inside of Blas. He is going on the inside of Blas, but Blas there staying on the outside. That is cracking. We've got a bit of grass on the camera there, but Jacob there coming on the inside down into turn 3. He has done it. He is up into 5th position then. Oh my goodness! But I got to say the battle between Jamie and Nose there was getting very, very close there. I'm going to be honest. I thought Jamie went to the back of Nose there, so very good reactions there. And it's great to see also as well that there's battling. Doesn't matter what strategy
Jamie,
you're on.
Are You Racing? So, sorry to cut you in there. Jamie's got right to the back of Are You Racing, and a quick point about the front too. Will they try and eke these tyres out and go on softs for the end, or will they play it safe and go for the hards? I'm wondering if they're going to try and eke it to go on the soft tyres to the end.
Do you reckon it's one that's out front too? Whatever one does, do you reckon the other driver would do the opposite? Like if Navy went on to
follow suit. Yeah, so you don't just follow suit. If I was you pit when Navy pits. As BP's gone. Another one left-right hander.
Yeah, I think it's another one bites the dust at turn 12 there, unfortunately, and that was a big smash there. Oh dear! Oh, and he's up in the air there. This is his front wheel.
Suspension damage.
Yo, that's a big old smash there for BP.
As Knowlesy's made a mistake. Oh, and Knowlesy, all three have got through. That really helps out Murphy. Blas and Jacob, as Knowlesy got all out of shape into the final corner. His tyres are dying as well.
And Jamie's through. Sorry. Yeah, and Jamie is now up. But Are You Racing's coming for the switchback here. But Jamie there is shutting the door, and he is now up into 3rd position there. Are You Racing dropping down to 4th then. Jamie, of course, is on the medium compound tyre, so he does have the quicker tyre as it stands now. So that might come back to help Are You Racing later on down the line there. But Jamie does have the bit between his teeth. Talking of the bit between his teeth, Yor is flying out there. He's under half a second now away from Navy, and this is the battle for the lead here in Australia. Not that bad in Balco. I think just coming in the pits actually, and now be their follow stints at Coandy is just outside the points, 11th position as it stands. And here in Australia then is Jacob there is also all over the back of Murphy. Remember, Jacob is on hard tyres. Where's your gun?
Wow, yours really good. Yor has won 2 races. We've said Navy has never won a race in the Elite. They've got, I think that's Coandy or Belco just ahead of him, who's just come out the pits. But this is going to be a fascinating battle. Both these two are aggressive racers. We saw Yor last season put in some incredible overtaking moves, especially around Abu Dhabi and towards the end of the season. Singapore springs to mind as well. He is not afraid to put a move in if the gap is there. He's like a Max Verstappen. Will he risk it? Will he have a go? Or will he wait for a fresh set of tyres?
This is very interesting, isn't it? It's Navy and Yor battling away. We've also joined the battle between Jamie and Are You Racing. Of course, they was having a cracking battle this time last lap. And this battle is still raging on, isn't it? Are You Racing does have the more durable tyre, doesn't it? And at the moment, he is looking happier, the two drivers at the moment. We have also got Blas. We've also got the battle between Murphy, Jacob, and Blas. And in the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th, there's battles all over the show here in Australia. There's Jacob there getting very. Well, he cut the corner, then went wide there. Took too much of an angle there, and he got spat out.
Racing has got a run on Jamie. Jamie made a massive mistake in the chicane, completely got out of shape, and now Are You Racing will have DRS and may line up a move on Jamie for 3rd place.
The leaders are at the pits. As we'll keep an eye on this battle here, but the leaders have come in the pits, and it's exactly as Dave said. They have followed. Yours followed suit, but Navy's gone the soft tyres there. Well, they've both gone the soft tyres.
They both have. They've both gone soft. Yep. So, interesting. Yeah, 12 laps still to go. Okay, the fuel loads are down. The brakes are nice and warm, but still a bit of a gamble. They should come out ahead of Jamie and Are You Racing. Are You Racing may have another stab at Jamie here. But yeah, that's worked out nicely for them as Andy's car goes for them. So, and Jacob, 6th place, is in the same. Jacob can get a podium here. He's very much on for a podium, which would be an incredible recovery.
It will be as well. Of course, Jacob was on pole position, wasn't he? We were talking about it in qualifying that Jacob's 1 lap speed is absolutely second to none. So, but in the race as well, unfortunately, just seems to get caught up in incidents here and there. If he can stay out of trouble, then he is certainly within a shout of the championship title. Remember last season?
I don't think he's got any penalties. I haven't seen his name pop up for penalties either, which is a massive improvement for Jacob.
It is indeed. I can't remember seeing anyone getting it. There's a couple in the opening lap, but apart
he
from
has
that...
had one.
Jacob's
had one, I think, which is still a big old improvement.
Yeah, so well done to Jacob. They've really been practicing, hasn't he, on the on one of his Achilles heels there, and a very and I gotta say that's
he's got 3. I haven't seen him pop up, but actually, and yours got a penalty. That could be costly for his race win. I haven't seen Navy pick up one yet, and Yor has picked up a crucial penalty.
Oh, so that is we don't like to see the races like one, well, as you say, in the stewards room, but of course, so that is the part and parcel of league races. There, it's all about the corner cuts in terms of trying not to get any. So and there's Christian, and Balco's gone, and I think then the infamous turn 12 there, because not that bad. It's just gone through turn 10, so that's an unusual place by the looks to see where he's gone off. RE Racing's all over the back of James White, so Balco not getting any points.
Either. So now everybody will score. 10 drivers left. Where's he done it then?
Oh, and Jacob going on the inside of Dan Murphy, sneaking down the inside. He has passed and moved up into 5th position. And Blas was trying to sneak by Murphy there as well. Murphy a wise old head, isn't he, in the Toro Rosso there, and not letting Blas through just yet. But at the moment, Murphy is really struggling out this battling trio at the moment. This Murphy that is not the... Whoa, Blas there, getting very squirmish there, isn't he? I thought he was pointing the wrong way then. I'm not sure if that might have been a connection or if he was just generally pointing at the wall, but that would have frightened me. On board then with...
absolute stunner race, by the way. Massive respect to Blas. Hadn't scored a point in the Elite League last season since Monza. Last point scored finish was in Monza, so a welcome return to points. He will score a point now, whatever happens. But he could be in for a nice haul of points, as yours now back within a second in Navy.
And that is the battle for the lead. They're on the soft tires, just keeping on this battle here between IRC Racing and Jamie. And keep it and get used to this, because this is going to be a battle for most of the season, I think, between IRC Racing and Jamie. Usually they're at the sharp end of the field, aren't they? And they're absolutely cracking drivers. And that was that Toro Rosso in the pits? It's Dan Murphy who's in the pits.
Dan Murphy going for softs. May as well. I was just about to say, Murphy's got a nice gap between himself and Knowlesy. He's only going to lose 1 place anyway, and if Blas's tyres start to give him problems late in the race, Dan Murphy could capitalise. So actually not a bad option here from Dan Murphy. Should just come out in 7th place.
So
comfortably actually. So a good move. That could be sensible.
That's definitely got your thinking cap on there, isn't it? It's very much Schumacher and Alonso-esque, isn't it? Where you're thinking as well as driving the car. And of course, remember, all these guys do also think about their strategy as well. You don't have a whole, you don't have 500 people behind you, thinking about the perfect strategy and stuff like that. You've got to do it all on your own in a league racing, isn't it? I think, to be honest, it's very difficult as well. So yeah, well done to Dan there. I got to say, it's a very impressive presence of mind.
Interesting one. IRC Racing's got a crucial penalty there as well, which could really upset his run for the podium. Yor now can't go conservative. He has to get this move done and then try and get away at the front. By the way, Yor picked up that penalty all in 1.5 laps. All 3 warnings came within laps 17 and 18. So pushing a little bit too hard. Yor TGG Navy be well aware of Yor's penalty. I wonder how hard he'll fight this.
Is that because you're kind of did he lose concentration, do you reckon, and just went out of rhythm, or do you think?
Yeah, possibly. Well, it's fresh tyres, of course. They've got the extra grip, the extra speed. All of a sudden, he's turning a lot earlier into the corners, and it's catching him out. By the way, no, Yor's got 6 seconds. Yor has already picked up a penalty a bit earlier in the race. TGG hasn't even had a warning yet, so yeah, Yor has really got to get a move on.
Well, that is impeccable driving, isn't it, from Navy not to get a single penalty, especially around here, because penalties, as we said in qualifying, can be brutal. Just run that wide in the exit of turn 1 as a track extension and things like that. So well done to Navy, impeccable driving there. But yours now really starting to put his toe down there, hasn't he? As he is now starting to fly up to the back of a Navy. Remember, Yor does have the experience in terms of race wins. Remember, he won 2 last year.
Sorry, IRC Racing's made a mistake and has dropped 2 seconds behind Jamie now, starting to get into the clutches of Jacob, who's dragging Blas along with him. Don't rule out Jacob off a podium yet, and don't rule Blas out of the podium yet. His tyres may drop off towards the end, but he's not far off. He's only, 5 seconds off a podium place. Jamie, we've got the most consistent award last season for so many podiums. Great to see him back up there, but I wonder if his tyres may give him grief in the later stages.
Talking of giving grief for the Navy, and yours going on the outside there, but Navy there defending very well, and he's given space that Navy has there, but in the end there, Navy stayed there. My goodness me, that was that would have been an incredible move there. We've had a couple of good moves down there, haven't we, in turn 3? Some brave racing out there in the opening round of Season 3 of Elite here in IRC. And I've got to say, hats off, because there has been some incredible racing out there in the opening race as well. Of course, a bit of race rust, which of course, remember in the first start, it was all over the show, but that was nothing to do with the drivers, was it? It was all the connection stuff. But I've got to say, that's pretty impressive stuff. When these guys, some of these guys probably haven't raced
You're
for...
going for it again around the outside. Sorry, Sean, You're needs to get this done. He needs to find 6 seconds on TGG Navy somewhere. Jamie is maintaining the gap between these two as well. I wonder if these softs will last. We could have a real concertina towards the end of this race. They could all start bunching up, but Yor is getting desperate. TTG has 6 seconds over Yor. He won't fight this too hard, I don't think.
I gotta say,
again.
I gotta say though, Navy has done a very good job of positioning his car, hasn't he? He hasn't looked a bit wild, has he? He's just positioned that car absolutely beautifully. Navy is, of course, are defending just as well as attack there. And as we go down to turn 3, I've got to say, I'm enjoying this battle here. It's brilliant stuff, isn't it? To see Navy and Europe there as well. Of course, remember, we are missing guys like Slim today. We're missing our champion, Deneen. And of course, Vanquish not here at all this season as it stands there. So it's great to see these new drivers, well, newest drivers there,
and
battling away.
Of course.
And Samson as well.
Missing as well. Of course, he'll be up at the sharp end when he returns in Bahrain. Shout out to Blaz, who is still within the DRS of Jacob, absolutely racing his heart out on the medium tyres. They're going to start to go soon. Jacob's got another penalty. Blaz could well have a net 5th place when it all shakes out. Doing an absolute stellar job. And Jacob is not catching. Are you racing?
Yours got around the outside. Sorry to bother you there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dave. But Yor went on the outside. But once again, Navy just gently pushed him up there and is still in first position. Well, Navy, I got to say, do you reckon he knows about the penalties there, Dave, or do you feel that it's just? I'm
surprised he doesn't. But Yor looks clearly the faster driver at the moment. Just needs to get past. If he can get a good run out of turn 2. Oh, who was that? That Navy made a mistake, so he may get a chance here now.
He is indeed, and Navy has gone for the inside. Yor has gone for the outside. He's gone on the outside again. Look at the braking confidence of that man. He is through, and he is up into Navy because Navy is going on the outside, and he's breezing wide. My goodness, Navy is still in the lead. He is on the grass, but Yor puts his toe down. What a move!
Oh, brilliant! Brilliant!
Absolutely fantastic.
How did that not end in an absolute disaster? I do not know. That was absolute, on the edge, on the limit. Utmost respect between them both. That was sensational. You've got to find 6 seconds. It's going to be a tough ask. But wow, that was incredible. Absolutely
amazing stuff. I'm going to be honest. When he was flicking it through, his Navy there getting a bit.
Navy penalty.
Yeah.
So yours only got to find 3 seconds now. That makes, although he's still the DRS's Navy, which will help him out, but now Yor's got just to find 3 seconds to win this race, or will Navy win his first ever Elite League race? This is not over.
It is not by a long shot, and of course Matt has just said what a move it is, and Blazer also doing some show jumping there over turn 12. Yeah, that was a cracking move. I got to say, Blazer's going up the inside. He is going up the inside. Wow, Blazer was not shy there, was he? He stuck his nose there. He got through. He passed Jacob, the pole sitter, and he is in 5th position.
Jacob's got damage. Jacob's got damage. I don't know where he's done it, but Jacob's got a little bit of end plate damage. That's bad news for Jacob.
That is indeed, and now because Murphy is 16 seconds back, but he's on the soft compound tyre. I think it's a bit too much there for Murphy to home in on the back of Jacob there. But look at the understeer here on Jacob's car then. Really struggling, isn't he? And but he's a bit too far back to have a look there. But I felt like he wanted to send it down the inside there. But Blaz there over the 5th position.
I think he's got I think he's got 9 seconds of penalties, so if Murphy can half that gap, he may... Oh, he's gone! Oh, what a save! No, he's gone! He's out! He's out! Oh, he initially saved it, but too much curve, too much grass. He was pushing too hard. He did not respect the front wing damage. He was literally driving like he just didn't care about it. Caught the understeer on the grass, and now Dan Murphy will definitely have 6th place. What a shame for Jacob. 0 points yet again. Win or bust. Oh, that's frustration.
What a shame there from Jacob. As he was on a great comeback drive as well after pointing the wrong way at turn 2, but it just doesn't go his way here today, does it? But we got 20 more races to go of Elite, and yes, it's one race doesn't win or lose you the championship. My goodness me, just want to start off with a couple of points.
There'll be small smiles on the faces of Slim, Dineen, and Samster for sure, because Jacob is very much could be a championship contender this season. He is also going to be on 0 points. A big shout out to Blaz, Dan Murphy, Knowlesy, and not that bad. Great start for Knowlesy and Blaz especially, who struggled last season with 2 Super League drivers. A lovely haul of points coming their way, and what a debut for RU Racing.
Absolutely fantastic stuff, isn't it? It's great to see. It's great to see a lot of super drivers that have been promoted from the Super League up into Elite to be so prominent in the top 10 here. Brilliant stuff indeed. Just going back to the championship, then how important is it to have a good start around here? Do you feel that that's going to?
Yeah, well, like I said at the start, Sean, it's consistency. You want to pick up the points, even when you're having a bad race. You still want to pick up. Okay, he's going to pick up 1 point for 10th place, but you still. If Jacob was pushing too hard, even if he finished 6th, 7th, it's still points over your championship rivals. It's still points off the mark. You're rolling. The points are rolling. Always keep that point tally rolling. You don't want to be static. And I just can't help but feel Jacob could at least even pitted, put on soft tyres, got a fastest lap, and possibly still finish in the top 8 as Navy and York are now equal on penalties.
Oh, so now this is a race to the line then, and at the moment Yor is going for his 3rd race win of his career here in the Renault, and I gotta say it's been an impressive drive from Yor. It's been an incredible drive from Navy as well. He might be a bit disappointed when he gets out the car, but he's got 3 laps to rectify that, hasn't he? And it's a second and a half separates himself and Yor as we go into the twilight of this incredible Australian Grand Prix. It's been absolutely thrilling. Remember, this is just sign of things to come in this Elite League this season. This is going to be absolutely brilliant stuff. Last season, I've just had a comment there from Fizzy, but I'm sure Dave would appreciate that one. Oh, and Navy there almost getting a bit squirmish there on the exit of turn 12 as he comes into turn 13 there.
I was going to say, Navy's turned the wick up, Sean. All of a sudden, now they're equal. I think Navy was taking it easy all the while you all had those penalties over him. Now they're even Stevens, and now Navy has turned it up because look, he's back in the DRS. We're going to have a fantastic final 2 laps now.
Now this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Are you good? Would if you was in Navy's position, Dave, would you throw caution to the wind and send one down the inside if you was in fire shot?
Chasing his first win. It's early days in the season now. It's a good haul of points, whatever, but your first victory is just there in front of you. You get a chance, you're going to go for it. That's a racer, isn't it, in you? It's like Kimi Räikkönen back. Oh my goodness me! And Navy there get a bit wild there at the exit of turn 5, and I looked up and I seen a car in the background there. It wasn't Jamie. I was a bit like, where did he come from? He was 18 seconds back, but I think it's a lapped car. So not that bad. And Andy have stopped for new soft tyres, and because in the top 10, they're going for the extra bonus point.
Yes, of course. We didn't even mention fastest lap. This race has been absolutely epic stuff, isn't it? Here in Australia, and as you can see, they're flying through turn 12. Then with lap 28 out of 29, then 7/10 of a second separates the gap between the 2 leaders. This is what we want to see, isn't it? And not just that. Yor and Navy. Then, of course, Yor has had 2 wins in his career. Of course, Navy has never won a race, has he? But it's great to see these names up there battling away, isn't it? It's great to see a load of these super drivers have been promoted there. RU Racing, Blaz, Murphy, Murphy and Nosey, not that bad. All battling away there. 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th there. And of course Jamie as well. Last lap then. It's all or nothing now for Navy. Is he going to go for it? It's going to be interesting indeed. Let's go on board then with the Dutchman. And he is in DRS range, but I think he might be too far back to have a wild one down here.
Surely it's going to be turn 13 then, unless he fancies a move on the outside. Oh, they're nose to tail. Navy is just half a second away from his first ever win. Yours an experienced race winner, but this, he's going to be sweating because Navy, I've got a feeling, has a move in him.
He did, and of course, now realistically, I think that there is probably a chance down at 13. That is probably the last major opportunity he has to have a attempt on your. He has to keep it neat and clean here. He did take a bit of an acute angle there, didn't he? But he is still within. He's still within shot at the moment. It's only half a second, is there? We have got less than half a lap left of this Australian Grand Prix, and this is going to go right down the wire then. And oh, he's lost it! He has lost it! He's in the wall! He is done! Navy is out of this race! No way! And he will have only 2 points to his name. It's now got a clear for us. It's clear, and he's home, and he's going to win the Australian Grand Prix. And Navy there didn't want to go for second. He wanted to win this race, and that is the racer in him as well. And to be honest, you kind of have to commend that, don't you? Yor comes around the final corner, and he wins his 3rd career race in fantastic style. Brilliant stuff from Yor. An absolutely fantastic race. Brilliant stuff indeed. From the Greek man. Absolutely fantastic.
Big shout to Jamie. What a welcome return to the podium. His first podium since his win in Hungary last season.
Brilliant. Yeah, cool. That feels like a long time ago, doesn't it, for Jamie there? And Are You Racing? Incredible drive there from Are You Racing? And that is good. That is definitely something to be concerned by for the top.
Blaz got a podium!
Blaz is on the podium, and what a podium it is for Blaz. And I think it's well deserved. Williams there, 2nd and 3rd. Fantastic. Wow. Murphy there. So Are You Racing doesn't get a podium. We got Murphy in 5th position, I should say. Nosey is coming through to finish in 6th position. Navy, because he was a lap in front of Not That Bad and Co-Andy, he will finish 7th in the end there. So Not That Bad 8th, 9th Co-Andy, and Jacob, our pole sitter, finishing 10th then. Wow, and here comes Nosey then. I think he's run out of fuel, or he's just lapping up the crowd then, and he finishes 6th in. I think that's his best position in Elite, I believe. From a nose there.
Lap for Co-Andy at the very end, getting a bonus point, but Blaz up 10 places, absolutely drove his heart out. Driver of the day without a doubt. What a result for Williams.
That is a cracking result as well. We haven't even touched upon the Constructors is returning for both championships here tonight. So, for both championships in Super and Elite. So that is mightily important as well. And so teamwork is back at the forefront. And I've got to say, Williams is taking an early advantage, haven't they, coming out of Australia here tonight. And a very strong drive from both Blaz and Jamie there. But congratulations to his 3rd race win of his IRC career. And I've got to say, that was a very impressive win as well. Let's go through the final classification, shall we, from the first race of the season. You're there winning from 2nd on the grid. An incredible drive there. Jamie from 10th to 2nd, and no penalties either from Jamie there. Blaz, an incredible drive today. I would say driver of the day because he had no penalties either. Brilliant stuff there. 13th to 3rd. Are You Racing? Incredible drive as well in 4th position. Murphy in 5th position, and no penalties for him. Nosey in 6th position. I think his best result of his Elite career. Navy in 7th position, and disappointing, I would say. Not That Bad 8th for Co-Andy 9th, and the pole sitter Jacob there finishing 10th. Balco, BP, TG, Jonathan, Stam, Crazy Power, RC, Lucas, all retired from the Australian Grand Prix.
There are some fantastic results there, Sean. Blaz, podium. Wow. Did not see that coming at all. Nosey, big shout for Nosey. Lovely haul of points. He really struggled last season. He needed that result. Andy getting the fastest lap, also scoring points. Dan Murphy as well. Another brilliant, consistent drive for him. Jay back on the podium. I think everybody who's finished that race are going to be very, very happy.
They will indeed, because that perilous turn 12 going around there 29 times is our thing. You deserve something from going around there. And I think a lot of these super drivers that have been watching tonight, as we've said in the comments as well, they would definitely be very concerned about that turn 12 and making it very cautious. Remember, last season we had a big old smash there between Asdog and Roscoe in the final stage of that race. That was a volleyed smash as well. As we're just taking a quick look down the comments, then Eric Fizzy was saying Blas third, Blas driver of the day. I absolutely echo that. He's having cracking drive, didn't he? Sven there. This is going to be fun tomorrow. Of course, Sven there, part of the super lineup, and also Fizzy saying well done to all the elite drivers. A bloody good show. Also, I was told to read out the other comments as well. Dave, talking about consistency, when he struggles to finish his dinner in last season. So, from yours truly, Fizzy. I'm not sure if we're going to get any drivers in the comms box to have a quick chat about today's event. It'd be great to have Blas in here. It'd be great to have Jamie in here. It'd be great to have Vure in here as well. Because I think that you guys deserve, you deserve a bit of 5 minutes of, 15 minutes of fame, isn't it? Yeah. Remember, tomorrow night it will be Super's turn, and it is on the same time, even though tonight was technically the same time as well in the end. But Elite Super will be on the same time tomorrow at 8 p.m. And we'll be going around, they'll be going around Australia, and I've got to say that's going to be a fantastic race, isn't it?
Looking forward to it, mate. Looking forward to getting back in the car and starting a new season. Australia's my favourite track, so it's all going to be all or nothing tomorrow for me. But what a race! I've got to try and put that in a highlight package somehow. It's going to be fun. Might as well put the full race in.
I was going to say, was just upload the stream again, haven't you? Might have to sew them together because it's been absolutely cracking race, cracking events today. Brilliant stuff, and of course one more final comment as well. It's Eric Fizzy saying amazing stuff, and Matt also saying awesome commentary team, loved it, lads. You two deserve credit. Thanks, guys. Thank you for everyone that's joined us tonight. I think it's been great stuff having all you guys log. I've loved the badge in the comments. I've loved the BP fans. I've loved the Dutch Dave fans, and we've had a couple of other Greek fans floating in and out as well. So it's going to be good stuff tomorrow. I don't think anyone's joining us tonight, Dave, so I feel a bit disappointed by that.
No, I think that'll wrap it up. I've got to put this in a highlight package. Keep an eye out on the website, guys. We'll update that as soon as possible, and the highlight show should drop around Friday, Saturday.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very much for coming in the comment box tonight, Dave. Been a pleasure as always.
Pleasure as always. Oh, thanks.
I look forward to seeing you in Bahrain, but of course Dave will be on track tomorrow with 19 other super drivers as they're going to tackle Australia 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us tonight. Been great stuff. Remember, keep an eye out for the championship standards as they will be posted in the not too distant future, but for now it's goodbye.